Hi, and welcome to Wackaflcka exploring the PBE. I'm looking at the lethal tempo rune, so I can make a video to you guys and give you my thoughts and opinions so far. They haven't really changed after going on the PBE, as I've had some already after looking at it, and everything else that comes with it. So in this video I'm going to show you guys the difference of range attack and everything else, how it works, etc. compared to current. And after that I'll give you guys my thoughts. But before anything, I hope you guys are doing fucking insane, that you're having a good morning, evening, night, whichever one fits, shit like that. But first off, as you can see, I think most people are aware of the changes. It mentioned that you would get capped at 3 attack speed, but as it stands right now it says, while this effect is fully stacked, your attack speed can exceed 2.5 and you'll also gain 100 extra attack range for ranged and 50 for melee, right? And melee in return gets more attack speed, but ranged get less, but they also get more ranged, right? Because they're ranged, so I think that's fine. I didn't realize that was the case, but at least that's nice. But however, the attack speed buff doesn't currently work. So if it's gonna be capped at 3, as it says, or on the previous post that's been posted by Lethal Tempo, or if it's gonna exceed that to an unlimited cap, which I would support, and then I would be more in favor of Lethal Tempo than I already am. Spoiler alert! But yeah, if anything, first I just want to show the range difference, right? So, checking our max range at first, we let this run out, right? And then we go here, so we can currently see that we're able to stand right around here, right? But then with the stacks, right, see? Right? So we can go around here. Right? Let it run out. And then we'll get closer again after that. Right? So there's a small difference here. Not that big. So in most cases, this is something that most people are not going to be able to take advantage of, right? Because in lane, as for an example, if you have low ping, someone like Caitlyn can take advantage of this because they already have that initial increased attack range, right? But someone like Twitch, where you have to stack this up, it's not going to be as great as having a bigger attack range from the first get-go, right? So obviously it's nice, but it's not huge, you know? As it has to stack up after time. So chasing targets or perhaps getting some more distance while you're kiting, as I mentioned in one of my other videos where I talk about attacking some, and then you have the space yourself between the enemy as they approach you, right? So you would, as an example, throw a W and then gain some more distance by stepping and then continuing. Obviously it's gonna make a difference, right? So it's good. However, how much attack speed you'll get, I'm not sure yet. And you obviously have to stack it, so the advantage of this would be chasing someone, perhaps, or things like this, right? But as it comes to like laning phase and stuff like that, it's not going to be that great, especially for like just poking someone with like your first attack and taking advantage of your bigger attack range. It's not going to be the case here, right? And with ultimate, we'll go again. I'm going to ulti. And then I'll attack, right? Currently here, right? And then I'm gonna step back. We were right around here, right? So again, not that big. It's good if you're chasing someone again. So like these changes are nice, not that huge. I don't really mind them, like as in the sense of like if I think it's huge, like insane, not really. I think it's mediocre. As for the attack speed, I'm not sure yet. So, I mean, the attack range, not that big. It's going to be noticeable in some cases, but here, when my thoughts come in, you'll realize that maybe not, right? Because the problem here is Lethal Tempo gives you more range, but it also gives more range to melee. So, say near Relia, if they get on you, you have to path more to get away from them because they have a greater range. So, it works in both ends here. And I don't think it really does favor someone like Twitch in this case when it comes to like 1v1s or something like that, where they also have lethal tempo, because all other characters are also going to have greater range now. Tryndamere, right? you're gonna have to step even further away now to get the distance between you and Tryndamere. And imagine you're opening up, right? You come in stealth. They have a team of like Leona, Xin Sao, I don't know, Irelia, right? You already know where this is going. The second you open up, good luck getting these attacks off, man. Because the great thing before was that you could do this, throw your W, proc your lethal tempo, enter stealth, hover around, then you could open, right? And I think that benefits Twitch a lot more than what the current one does. So, depending on how much attack speed you get, I don't really think this rune is that great at the moment. The fact that melee will use it, and I'm not sure yet, right? So I can't tell for certain how it's gonna be. Like, the rune seems fine, it's okay, but First Strike seems way more interesting and way better currently, because it depends on you having to get the first strike. And what does Twitch have? Yes, stealth. How does stealth work? Enemies can't see you, right? So you're almost guaranteed to get first strike in every single trade. Be it in lane where you path in stealth and you walk up to them, you're guaranteed to get the first strike almost every single time. So as it stands right now, I think that first strike is better than what lethal tempo can be. But again, it depends on how much attack speed you're able to get. At the moment, it just says it exceeds it. Online it says 3.0 or 3 attack speed, which is nothing. So I mean, my problem here overall is just that I think that as the game grows and goes on, I think the skill cap should increase, not decrease. And something that increases the skill cap is attack speed, because it requires more APM, actions, movement, all these other things, right? So like limiting that. Imagine if they made attack speed cap at 0.5, like your grammar could play League, you know? No offense. Like mine one too, you know? So like, it's just a sense of like, anyone could like do it well, because it doesn't take a lot of effort or skill or anything to like attack with 0.5, right? Like 2.5 even isn't that bad, right? Like this is nothing. I'm even stuttering because I'm clicking too fast at the moment, right? So I think that the way that is currently going with capped at 3 is bad. I like the additional ranged, but overall I'm not that happy with it at the moment. And to like really get to see this, it's gonna have to wait until the actual game where I can actually play this with better MS. But at the moment, First Strike just seems way more interesting. But I do think that it's going to be way more comp dependent on which one you're going to go, because currently you can take lethal tempo with Lulu, but obviously in some games you'll play in next season where you'll be able to proc lethal tempo and not get disrupted, meaning you won't have a Leona Nautilus go on you. So like where they don't have like that hard of an engaged comp, you're going to get way more out of lethal tempo, because you can't, as you currently can, just cheese it by pressing your W and then going into stealth, let it proc. You actually have to have the capability of auto-attacking, right? So like I think it's going to be a bit more situational, but overall I would say that First Strike currently, if it is as it is now, especially with the 3 attack speed cap, that First Strike just seems way better. So my overall opinion on this is just that it's not that great. I mean, it's cool with an increased range, but it's not that big. And if you get Wit's End and some items that give you movement speed, like it's not going to be noticeable really, and I don't see any situation where it's really going to matter that much, because we already have like a tool here to gain distance. If it was the opposite, where lethal tempo worked as it does now, where you just have to proc it by doing damage to a champion, I think it would be good. But having to stack it up with your auto tags in a team fight on Twitch, I think everyone that plays Twitch just knows how that works. You just don't usually tend to get that many off, and if you do, it requires Gale Force Flash and all these other things, or like a really good scenario, right? So yeah, just overall, I don't know. It's not that great, I think, at the moment. My thoughts on it is not that positive. First Strike seems way better. It's obviously a cool rune, we'll just have to see how much attack speed you get, but as it stands right now, I think it's a pretty meh rune, to be honest, and I think you're going to get a lot more out of any of the other runes, especially because of this. In lane phase is going to be good, but outside of that, eh. So yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this, but if anything, you got my opinion, and it's pretty shit at the moment, because I dislike this very much. I dislike this change, especially as a Twitch player. I think other champions like Tryndamere or someone like that is going to be very pleased with this change, but I personally, as a Twitch main, I'm not currently very pleased. So yeah. Anyhow, whichever one. I hope you guys have a good one. Peace out. Thank you for watching. Shit like that. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And yeah, peace.